Hey y'all, hey y'all. I don't know how quiet the background gonna be because I got my balcony door, bedroom. I'm in my bedroom, okay, but I got my uh bedroom balcony door open, so below is the kids are gonna be playing. It's Ramadan, Kareem Ramadan, y'all. It's in the evening, so everybody kind of chill. You hear the birds chirping, I hope. But anyway, I wanted to come on because I wanted to share something. I don't know where this is going to go, but I'm going to try to be as concise as possible. For those who know, I have been templing, which means I've been on a hiatus of engagement, if you will, for a lot of things social. But anyway, in this time, I have been doing a lot of what is considered shadow work. And some of what I wanted to speak about today in particular is this experience that I have been having visually of this place back in my old birthplace of Memphis, Tennessee. I am now in Memphis, Egypt. I like it so much. I just like the way that sounds. But anyway, my birthplace of Memphis, Tennessee, there's this old area called Sherwood Forest. And I used to go both to the elementary and the junior high school at one point in time. And when I was in the elementary school, there is this particular street that is called Robin Hood. And for whatever reason, my mind has been taking me back there. It's actually taken me to both a couple, I went to a few elementary schools back then. One was on what was called Cherokee Elementary. It's still there. Anyway, back to this one on Robin Hood. So Robin Hood ends into a dead end, all right? And the thing is that I keep going back to the street itself, just in that particular area. It runs into a dead end on an avenue called Park Avenue. And Park Avenue, I used to live off of that street also. I used to live off of Park Avenue. And for whatever reason, in my dream space, I have had two dreams in the last week or so of me riding down Park Avenue just past Robin Hood, where Robin Hood Lane ends into the dead end. And I love Robin Hood Street for whatever reason, because sometimes I would have to, after school, walk down Robin Hood Lane to the another childhood friend home who was not far from there. Um, and so walking down that street was just so, I don't even know how to describe it. I kind of felt like um, I was in a forest, but I didn't know at the time it was called Sherwood Forest. I didn't know anything about neighborhoods because I was small. So anyway, I just love the energy of walking down that road at that time, and the trees and the nature and the beautiful landscaped houses. And the houses themselves were really neat. They were bungalows, brick bungalows mostly, but I remember the beautiful big springtime azaleas and hydrangeas and just all the beauty of it all, and just keeping myself, safe. It was a busy street, but it wasn't a dangerous street, if that makes sense for a child back in the mid to late 80s to walk down, right? So I was thinking about that, but and trying to make the correlation here of why the space, that particular area was coming up in my dream space, and what was happening in those dreams. And in those dreams, it was old friends or old people in my adult space that were coming into my life again at some point, and or they were misguiding me or misaligning, and we just were not aligning, for whatever reason. And or I was driving and dropping them off, depending on which dream it was. So I had to go on maps, Google Maps, and just figure out, why am I having this experience of this particular location and this particular street, and why? Because I had a previous, like a month or two back, I was having another another experience of an elementary school, Cherokee, and, some of the shadow work that I was happening, what I felt about the schools, what I felt about the neighborhood, who all I knew in the neighborhoods, and what was my journey like, right? The name of the streets and all that. And whew, it just reminded me of how much I enjoyed the walk, the journey of being at Sherwood Elementary. My walks on Robin Hood Lane, even if it ended up into a dead end, it was still wonderful, right? And if you want to correlate the dead end, well, we'll say in the dream space, also me driving past on Park Avenue, was driving on Park Avenue on each of those dreamscapes. But in my 3D, my walking was towards the dead end that led to Park Avenue, if that makes any sense. I don't know. But in the dreams, it was me driving past the dead ends of Robin Hood and keeping going, and dropping people off, or just voicing the misalignment in some cases and saying, hey, okay, well, this is where I need to get off with this journey, or my path with you, whatever that looks like. And yes, in the 3D, it has come into fruition a couple of times where there have been some circle backs of individuals who wanted to re-enter my space again here in the 3D. And the beauty of doing shadow work and the beauty of templing for me has been I become more energetically sensitive in the 3D and in other realms, so that I can sense an energy coming and be able to either accept or reject the energy before its arrival, right? And that could be in the form of a person, an opportunity, space, a destination, or geographically, that is. But what's also very interesting is that being from Memphis, Tennessee, and now being in Memphis, Egypt, has been a correlation within itself, right? Because it's made me think about not necessarily how far I've come. However, it's made me realign, okay, in the spaces of when I lived in the Sherwood Forest in Memphis, Tennessee, and how I'm in a different type of forest of my life, if you will, and meandering and navigating that path and that journey, and how much more magical, mystical, and beautiful it is, and how I can draw the same correlations, and it doesn't have to be a dead end. Now, what's interesting is that it's not a dead end, but I am in what is considered a necropolis. So there's the energy of death around, but you have to have death in order to have birth, and vice versa, right? So it's a beautiful experience to have and to be part of. And I think that's really all I wanted to say in this, but I didn't want to make it too long. But I just wanted to break the correlations here, and hopefully it inspires, and incites those of you who are maybe doing a transition of yourselves, in some kind of way. We are also going through, if you can feel it, the energetic on a seasonal. We're going into the spring equinox, and this is just before I'm recording this, just before the lunar eclipse. I don't know when I'll actually post it up live, because that's not my priority at this point. I just want to record it in real time so that I can capture it in the moment that I want it to let this message come through. But yeah, it'll be timeless whenever it is uploaded and you guys do hear it. So I hope you enjoy it. I hope it inspires and it incites you to compel you to move forward in your path, in your journey, and make correlations to what it was like in your childhood into your now adult childhood, if you will. and see how much you've grown and how much more mystical and magical and enjoyment of life you've developed. And if there is a correlation of your curiosity of childhood and your adulthood, if you will, and do you still have that enthusiasm? And are you still as creative? And if not, how do you realign so that you can be all of those things in one time? All right, y'all, stay delicious. Peace.